Have you been thinking about adding a background image to your website or a repeating pattern to the background of your website, but you're not really sure where to start or how to do it? Well, I'm going to show you how I took a very simple graphic, modified it, and then added it as a repeating background to a section of a website that I've designed. And I'll also talk about the pros and cons of doing this because it's not really going to work for all websites. All right, let's take a look.
So what we're looking at right here is a little website that my family and I created. It's actually a blog. It's something that we started just as a creative outlet for my husband's photography, for my daughter's arts and crafts, and for our travels and other things. We just update it whenever we can. And I, as the creator of the actual site, every now and look at it and think, is there something I can do to improve it or change it, or do I like it still? And I really like it, and I really like having a lot of white space on a website, but I felt recently that it just had too much white space on it, and it kind of bothered me. Um, so I thought, well, I think white space is important, but I need to do something somewhere. And that's when it hit me. Maybe I should add something, a little something just to the top for now, to this menu navigation header logo area. So at first I thought maybe I'll add some color to that, and I did. I didn't like it. And that's when I came up with the idea of adding a repeating graphic in the background, a nice opaque one, so that it still shows off the logo and the menu is very readable. So I'm going to show you what I used and then how I modified it and then the final version. We're now in Adobe Photoshop CC 2018. This is what I used to modify, to edit, to work on photos as well as graphics. And this is a graphic I found in a pattern source book. I think it's called Pattern Sourcebook Japanese Style or something like that. I've got all the information in the description box below. But in any case, these are all wonderful graphics that you can use. You don't have to give them credit. You can modify them as you want. Always make sure you understand the license for any graphic that you might be using. All right, so let's take a look quickly at the layers here. There are only two of them, and I know I want to get rid of the green one right away. So let's first hide it. And you can see that those are the dots. These are the dots I'm really after. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually remove this layer. Hold on. Delete layer. Don't show again. Yes. Okay, so we've gotten rid of that, and this is all I really want to work with. Now with this layer selected, it's the only layer I can select anyway, I know I want to change the color of these dots. So the first thing I'll do is go up to Layer, and then click select layer style, and then go cover overlay. Now I've done this before, so I guess it just saved the previous color that I used, but if you were to change this or you wanted different colors, you can set the color of the overlay. Just double click it and then choose here or something like that. But since I know that that's the color I want, I'm going to go OK. And I can tell you that I'm pretty sure this is going to be too strong to put in the background of that menu area. So let's see what it looks like. Let's if it were the final version with just a white background. So I go flatten image, and sure enough, that's what it would look like if it were on the website. And these dots are just too strong. I need them to be opaque. So what I'll do is I'll undo flatten the image. That brings back the transparency here and allows me to edit it, and select that layer again. And then I'm going to reduce the opacity to, I think, 25%. I tried it at lower opacities, like 10 to 12, and it was just too faint. And, if you're going to do this, you will have to kind of play around with your graphic until you get the right opacity. So why don't I go again to Layer, Flatten Image, and then this is what it's going to look like in the final version. And I think that works really nicely. Now, because I want the background to be transparent on the website, I'm going to go to Edit, Undo Flatten Image, and now I'm just going to export the file as a PNG. And I'm going to reduce the size of it too, because I don't want it to be that big. I'm going to change it to 225 pixels, both width and height, and then export it, name it, and then upload it to my website. Now I've already done that, so I'm just going to go back to the website and show you the final version. So just to quickly refresh your memory, this is what the site looked like previously in the heading I'm sorry, the menu navigation area, it's completely white in the background, which I thought was okay, but just for some reason it kind of bugged me and I wanted something a little bit different. So here is the final version with the graphic added in the background. And all I did was I selected the section here, the menu, the main navigation area, uploaded my graphic and set it to a background image that repeats and that's also centered so that it repeats nicely, seamlessly across and up and down. And so you can't really see anything. It looks like it's just one image, really. And what I think this does is it adds just a touch of whimsy, a little bit of texture, distinction to this area. I don't recommend doing something like this across every page, in the background of every page of your entire site. That would make it look just a bit too busy and, in my opinion, even a little bit unprofessional. But what I like about this one is it is a bit different. It's somewhat unexpected even, but it also lets the logo shine through. It also allows you to see the navigation nicely, clearly, as well as the hover colors when you hover over them. So that's how I added a small graphic, made it repeat seamlessly across the background of a certain section, added a little bit of distinction to the site overall, and that's it. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and I will talk to you soon again in my next video.